All right, so if we just let your videos play here through so you can see what's what. And then front view. Okay. And if we get this back there. And we get these to get timed up. Something around here. Okay, so what we can see from looking at the front view is visually, if we were to look from like ankles up, we look like we're in a pretty good set position. And 98% we are. The 1%, 2% that's a little suspect is we notice that our foot's not flat in the ground in order to be in this position. We're kind of rolling our foot, rolling our ankle around the rubber, behind the rubber, in order to achieve this set position here. Um, so we go forward, then in time, we can see how that toe almost goes to the ground, and then it comes back off the ground, and now our foot is flat in the ground. Okay. Um, However, once that foot gets flat in the ground, like we're moving. We have good momentum. We're moving. Um, but just something to think about. Because if this doesn't rock and roll right on time, exactly when we need it to be, in the right posture, right timing, everything, each and every pitch, this is now a variable that we don't have control of. And we're trying to minimize variables that we don't have control of in our pitch and delivery. Um, so if we can try to find a way for these toes to just be relaxed, we want to be trying to grip the ground because we want to stay in the ground as long as we can. Um, and what we're going to notice with these toes not being in the ground, first, before we get there, great leg lift, good angle, nice and high. Like I said, once that toe gets in the ground, we got ourselves into a good position here. We have momentum ready to go. But my reason for bringing up the toe is because if we watch as the foot rolls back down flat, it's going to want to continue going in that direction and it's going to be gone through the knee. So the foot was up and back behind the rubber. Then it started to fall forward until it was flat, but momentum is going to take it and want it to continue to go forward, but the foot's not going to be the thing that's going to be going forward. It's going to be your knee, and your knee is going to start to go forward very quickly. See that? Your knee starts to go forward very quickly. And when your knee goes forward very quickly like that, it now puts it in a position that's very difficult to rotate from. Okay, it's very hard to rotate our knee when it's that far away from our foot and also that far away from our hip. Our knee is going to rotate a lot better, a lot quicker, a lot more aggressive, a lot more strong if this knee is able to rotate closer to the foot. And in order for it to be closer to the foot, that knee needs to stay above this foot for longer. As the hips and the body go further out, like they do, but we can see that that knee goes with it. And I'm thinking that knee is probably wanting to go with it because of the rock of the foot starting to rock down to get flat, and now it's going to continue on a rock, but it's going to be the knee that starts to rock. And now once that motion started, it's not going to be able to stop, and it's just going to keep going, 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 going. And that makes our back knee not really able to rotate to create power in our hip coming through. If we look from the front here, we can even see how this toe is elevated in the air here. And then it's flat, and we can see how there's space. Finally hits flat, and then the knee just keeps coming towards us. And it doesn't really get to rotate to the very end. It's just fighting to rotate. Okay? I think this is also then the reason why this upper half is already rotated, whereas we're wanting it to be closed or still facing the side when we get our front foot into the ground. So I think that rock is just causing things to happen too quickly. And they're happening a lot more quickly than your body is able to keep up with. And that's why things start to happen sooner than they should, because everything's going down this mountain faster than they should. So the biggest thing to think about, I know that may be confusing with the upper half, the biggest thing is just thinking about keeping this knee back for a longer period of time. Okay? If I went to one of your teammates here, and we watched this back leg here, all right, I want you just to watch this knee and how long it's staying back. See how that knee is still above that foot? Still pretty much above the foot. Still pretty much above the foot. So it's still above the foot, and he's that far into his delivery. If we got your front foot about the same distance away from your front hip, front foot, front hip, front foot, back hip, back knee, back foot, back hip, back knee, back foot. Okay. So now as he's able to now rotate this knee and drive his body out, rotate the knee and drive the body out, rotating the knee and driving the body out, while your knee is already out, making it harder to rotate. I hope that's helping make sense for you there. If we get a big league video, and let's find a lefty for you. And if we're doing lefties, we might as well go to one of the best lefty moving bodies of creating power that there is. We watch Chapman's back knee and how long it's going to stay back versus how fast and soon your back knee wants to go forward right away. We want to try to keep that back knee back. Keep that back knee back. So that way, once it can't stay back no more, we can rotate it forward. We can rotate it forward. Rotating it forward. versus it already being pretty much forward, and now we're trying to rotate it. Now we're trying to rotate it. And we can see how that foot is kind of almost just kicking out from underneath you as you're trying to do that rotation with the knee versus driving through the ground into that stride. So it's just that little bit difference there with everything, but it's all stemming from this knee wanting to go forward very quickly, which I think could be caused by this foot being in this starting position and then falling forward, which then starts this knee's desire to want to go forward. Now, if this is how it's been over and over and over and over again, simply fixing this foot is not going to break the muscle memory and the habit of this knee going forward right away. So yes, we're going to have to think about the foot, but the knee, we also got to think about the knee going almost backwards as we go forwards to keep it in place.